If you thought the schlep situation was crazy, just wait until you finish today's video, because Parlo, the guy who exposes bad people on Roblox, just got swatted. But not just that, another Roblox YouTuber was involved and did it to try and sabotage Parlo and his career. Hi, my name is Ducky. I post a documentary every 3 days, so make sure to subscribe with notifications to never miss an upload. I'm also hosting a 1000 Robux giveaway every week in my Discord server, so join that in order to enter. However, first, I must introduce the subject of today's video. A Roblox commentary drama YouTuber by the name of Parlo. He has over 600,000 subscribers as of recording and is one of the most iconic YouTubers within the whole drama content space. He has exposed many bad actors throughout the community, but the one thing about Parlo is he has always faced backlash and controversy throughout his career. He has been doxxed before, his information has been leaked, even his family situation has been leaked to the point where his own dad was trying to delete Parlo's channel. Which brings us to today, where we have just found out some crazy things surrounding Parlo. This would all start with the dupe situation, which if you don't know, dupe is someone that used to have a close connection with Parlo, lying to Parlo about his true age and then trying to expose Parlo when he eventually found out. But these are the same allegations that Parlo was debunking a few months ago, so why are we still talking about it? Well, that is because the people that Parlo has gone after, including big YouTubers, scary doxer groups, and some insane stalkers, have used these false allegations as ammo against Parlo to try and ruin his reputation. Like, imagine being Parlo, right? And you've exposed that many people that they are now starting to form groups to take you down. And these groups have some terrible people in them. Nathorix being very notorious in this whole situation, and it hasn't really been mentioned much yet, but Nathorix has been one of the main people behind the scenes pushing these false allegations. But why would Nathorix do this, you might ask? Well, that is because Parlo and Nathorix were very good friends at one point, before Nathorix got exposed and Parlo realized he was pretty much getting the entire time. We're still awaiting a Nathorix video from Parlo, and I'll get to why he hasn't been uploading it later in today's video, but for today's story, we need to point out one key person that has been involved, a Roblox YouTuber who has been LARPing within the community for years, and his name is NatzPop. You see, Nats has always been an enemy of Parlo, but has never given up to try and slander his name. We will go deeper into the Nats lore a bit later in the video, but just keep him in mind, because from what we have found out over the past couple of days is that this Nats person ended up sending police to Parlo's house. As I told you, this Nats and Parlo beef has been going on for quite a while, but specifically in August of this year, we can see that Nats would take to Twitter, making the claim that police had spoken to Parlo already regarding the allegations. Mind you, this was almost an entire month before Parlo actually got arrested. Nats would even go as far as to claim that the only reason Parlo was calling out Pyrocynical was to distract everybody from his own drama, which is obviously not true considering Parlo had spent months preparing a 300+ page document to prove Pyrocynical's guilt. That being said, Nats would also admit that even the police wasn't cooperating when he had clearly attempted to get them involved with Parlo beforehand. After being confronted by Guamgo and Parlo, Nats was forced to show the emails he sent to the police regarding Parlo, proving that he had barely any evidence for his case despite claiming that Parlo was guilty to law enforcement. Just to remind you as well, you can make a police report for anything, and just because they might have looked into the case doesn't automatically make Parlo guilty. In fact, the reason we have an entire justice system is because it is innocent until proven guilty. And in Parlo's case, he hasn't been proven guilty, not online, not by police, and certainly not in court. And because Nats had been very adamant on the police confronting Parlo, they would end up at Parlo's house, wrongfully detaining him before they realized there was no real evidence to back up Nats's claims. I will play a quick clip from Guamgo's video where they confront Nats in a voice chat, as it will be important later in the video, but I highly suggest you to go and watch the full video on Guamgo's channel after this video.
Okay, we're going to transfer you to another department. And they went to boys, right? So I went to boys and I told them same story that I gave to a COP. They were like, okay, they brought me to detective name whatsoever. So he was the one who was taking care of the situation. They gave me questions do you know Parlo and Duve online in person? So those common questions that they asked before they started the whole thing. So I gave them all the answers they could. They said, okay, we're gonna investigate. I gave them the document. I said send in. That's what I did in my response to this. So he was like, okay, we're gonna investigate into it and stuff. And that's where they were like, okay, well, we're going to transfer you with someone else. A month later or two, I don't know. The police contacted me. Out of the blue, they contacted me. I did not contact them. I don't know why they contacted me. They probably did a, what do they call this, a pointer or something like that. I don't know. Probably, Yeah, probably not, but probably I don't even know what happened because they told me, they mentioned to me that they cannot like share the full thing that's happening on that investigation whatsoever.
The reason this clip is so important is because it shows that Nats wasn't being genuine with this police report and was knowingly providing false information to the police regarding Parlo. And it will also tie into Nats' response, which we will take a look at later. Keep in mind, Nats would admit during this interview that he had contacted every single police department, online safety, and child safety department that he could possibly contact regarding Parlo. And given at the time that the whole schlep situation was happening, when the entire world was basically being told that Roblox is a haven, there is no surprise that the police took their time out of the day to check this out. However, all this does is hurt real victims who have been trying to get justice for their stories for a very long time, when most of the time the police will just ignore them. So to use authorities' time and resources on information that Nats clearly knew was false and was literally debunked on many occasions is literally a crime in itself. Keep in mind, we would all find this out when Guamgo and Parlo confronted Nats. But the most bizarre part of this all is how Nats acted after being confronted, acting like what he said on the voice chat wasn't true and backtracking on what he said. So TLDR, Nats knew this information was false, wanted to get back at Parlo, and tried everything in his power to make law enforcement show up to Parlo's house. But what if I told you it gets so much worse? Because in this very week, when mind you, Parlo was supposed to be dropping a huge video on the pyrocynical situation, and during the whole thing with Nats, he would end up receiving a strike on his channel as well, on a privated spawnism video, which came completely out of nowhere. And if I had to guess, I'd say it came from a mass report, as we have seen this happen to others in the community before. But to make this specific week even worse for Parlo, he had also gotten swatted the previous day, with multiple bomb and SWAT vans pulling up to Parlo's family house and risking Parlo's safety as a whole. So not only was he dealing with a false takedown, a false police report, but he had also been getting swatted. But when you thought it could be over, no, it wasn't, because around the same time, somebody would re-upload an exposed video on Parlo, leading to many Parlo fans and even haters to think that Parlo wasn't uploading due to getting exposed, when this was clearly false. However, to finish that whole drama between Nats and Parlo, Nats has dropped a response already, and we might as well go over it for the video. This response is very long, and I'm sure Guamgo will be making a video debunking each word from it, so I'll just cover some stuff that I found important. I'll do an official response to at least clarify in my side regarding the police report plus VC confrontation plus everything that pretty much involved me. I will not force you to take my side because I understand that you support Parlo for his works, and I always did too. Anyway, here's my response to this. Before I get on it, I just want to say this. I'm very skeptical about the 8 bomb vans claims unless it was the auto subtitle issue with a A and 8. I still find it very skeptical, feels like it's made up. Which look, I'm going to be honest, Nats is very biased towards taking down Parlo, so I don't think we can even really trust his word against the guy. And he did write a very long response, but with no evidence to back it up. Is any of it even worth trusting? My answer would be no, but let me know in the comments if you disagree. Nats would also call out Guamgo for allegedly cutting context from the interview, but from what I saw from the interview, Nats didn't really look so good during it, which again, I'm sure we will get an answer from Guamgo in his video debunking this response. Look, I am not necessarily close with Parlo. I think we just have a lot of mutual friends, and I certainly have no bias towards the dude, either for him or against him. But from what I know, during August, he went hard on the uploads, but he was also delaying a lot of big videos due to editing reasons. Then right as he finished the Pyro video, this whole situation happened and we didn't really hear anything from Parlo for a couple of days. And now he's just getting back into YouTube again, but I think after what has gone down, this might be Parlo's last time on the platform before he quits forever. There is only so much hate, doxing, and swatting a man can take before he has to leave to better his own health and well-being. But I think since it's the end of the video, let's just take a quick look at how the community is feeling about this whole situation so far. One guy says, Roblox PDF files who are currently putting children in danger can't get arrested, but someone who is just making documentary videos is getting arrested. Another guy would state something similar. Why aren't they using this energy for actual on Roblox? And it's crazy how the police do so much when it's false info, but when it's a real case with hard evidence, some police just brush it off like it's nothing. Parlo also has a donation link set up for his medical expenses, I believe. So if you have any spare change and want to throw it at something, go and donate a little bit to his GoFundMe or share it around to support him. Today, we have learned that Parlo is going through his annual phase of his life where he decides to call out a bunch of people, realizes that they all hate him, and then he gets swatted and a bunch of false info gets spread about him. It might be overwhelming for you guys watching, but I've no joke seen this happen every single year since I've known him. It's really hard to see somebody go through that and not be able to do much other than make a video spreading awareness, but the hard truth is the only way it will improve is if Parlo either quits or stops exposing people, which obviously gets in the way of what he believes in. Before you click off, make sure to subscribe and like the video, join my Discord for the weekly Robux giveaway, and other than that, make sure to have a good day or night, and I will see you next upload.